Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to remember a passing of an old friend. A friend that inspired us all to take up shooting, that helped us develop our skills further. It must be said that in their older years, they may have lost their way a little bit, but that doesn't make their passing any sadder. Andrew, you okay? You're tearing up there, mate.
I know, it's a teary moment.
It's an emotional time.
Yeah.
It's it's not quite the passing, but we are certainly our thoughts and prayers do go out for Remington, who are well and truly on their way to being out the door. No doubt they'll kick on, perhaps a little bit premature, but it's they really haven't kept up with their competition.
No, they haven't.
For those that don't know, Remington have in the process of filing for bankruptcy, and I did see the other day they're $950 million in debt.
Oh, wow, they could run for government really with that kind of figures, couldn't they?
I reckon they. How much of that debt do you own, Greg? I reckon $250 million, if I'm going to take a guess, because they managed to wipe off $700 million worth of debt the other day, and you're not that type of bloke.
No, I'm not that nice. I did have one of their rifles I had trouble with, so no help there.
Isn't your 6 mils of Remington, isn't it, Greg?
Yeah, the action's the only bit that's left.
It's left.
And until I got rid of everything but the action, no, I had a lot of trouble with it. But yeah, shoot's lovely now.
Good.
Just hope you don't need any warranty issues down the track.
Surely they're a big enough company. Someone's going to pick them up and turn them around and do all that sort of gear. What are your guys' thoughts on Remington's demise?
Increasing price too much and decreasing quality too much.
Yeah.
Would be my thoughts.
I've always thought Remington was a bit behind the pace in terms of quality. Was my biggest observation. I've only had one Remington, which I took on as a project rifle, and I certainly got a project out of it. But geez, I learned a lot out of having that gun. But I thought the quality sort of is a little bit behind.
Well, I mean, I've got one Remington action, and it's an older series. I think probably mid-70s vintage Remington 700 action. And that action was beautifully made, really well polished. There was no machine marks on it. It was smooth. Everything worked like it should. Mm. And I've compared that with some of the later vintage ones, and they're really roughly finished. The parkerizing on them looks terrible.
Yeah,
poor lug contact and things like that. And I mean, sooner or later, people will, abandon their brand loyalty if they have issues. And you look at how many other makers have bought out firearms in the sort of same price point or less that have more to offer.
Yep.
You can only sustain that for so long. So, I guess it seems like their sales have obviously diminished to the degree where they're not able to keep doing it.
But it's definitely a surprise in terms of the size of the company. They're, you'd think they'd be able to absorb a few, poor sales, but obviously,
Well, there may be more to it than
a lot more to it
aware
than
I'm
I
sure,
know.
but
I mean, over the 10 years or so I worked in the gun shop, initially people would come in and you're talking Remy or Ticker, and then it really diminished. A lot more competition came on the market, and you really didn't sort of bother showing people. Actually, one of the big things that I think happened there was that if people came in, big question was, do you want to just grab the gun and go and shoot, or do you want to sort of build something over time and add pieces to it and bits and pieces? And if they wanted to upgrade it, had to go to Remington. It was the only sort of option. But in as that aftermarket side of things has picked up, Ticker, Hauer, Ruger, Savage, you sort of got a huge option of things that you can find parts for. And the price point was a real challenge. And then they bought that 783 thing out. And then I think they just missed the mark on a lot of things. I know their equivalent of the Ruger at the time was an extra was more expensive than the Ticker by a good $500-$600 in the AB chassis setup.
And even the one they just released at the SHOT Show recently.
Well, it's a step in the right direction, but it's 3 years too late.
About to say, they're just way behind the times. I think they've cost themselves, not in that the gun itself is probably anything wrong with it. It'd probably be fine. But, as you said, how long ago did Ruger bring out the precision rifle? How long ago did Tikka bring out their TAC A1, whatever.
Yeah, true.
They just missed the mark. They will sell some, but not a lot. I wouldn't have thought.
No, and look, it's sad because I've got I've got a few Remingtons. I've got a few, and they've been good guns, and they've always worked really well for me. And I've had problems, I think, with one, but aside from that, they've been good. So yeah, it's really sad to see it all go down that way.
Well, it's not over yet. So
well, this is true. We're very much premature with this.
It could be one of those things. You never know with a real complete change in direction, change of ownership, sort of management structure of the company. They may turn things around and regain that glory, I guess. But
couple of good product releases.
They're going to have to be good products, and they're going to have to really hit the market well and be in people's price range, and they're going to have to do something that will really grab people's attention. Otherwise, it's probably going to be too late. But time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Well, gentlemen, how has your couple of weeks been?
Yeah, pretty busy actually.
You've been shooting, Andrew, for once.
Got to kill some stuff.
Well, look, we might just spend the rest of the night talking about that, I think.
Yeah, it was fun, and I got to kill stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got to do some deer culling, and there's a few long shots there, but there's some few short ones as well. So, and sort of short, I mean like barrel almost touching them short. So good fun nonetheless, and I got a freezer with a heap of venison in it now, so that was good.
That's the best part.
Yeah. And little bonus, we wasted a few foxes as well. So
happy days.
Yeah. So yeah, good fun.
And Greg, you've been getting out.
Yeah, just a couple of times. I've been a bit quiet this year, so dusted off the rifle finally and got back out there. So a couple of phone calls from a couple of different farmers just having trouble with foxes. So managed to get on to both of those.
Beauty.
Yeah, one losing chooks, the other just starting to see a fox around the house a bit. So yeah, knocked them over, and yeah, it was good to get out.
Yeah, sensational. Well, I haven't. I'll put it that way. I went and looked at a range last week. Yeah, that's all I did. Went and had a look at it. So it was certainly there was some shooting positions and some target positions and some grass part of it, and they had a generator. Yep. So that's my contribution.
Pretty full on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Really good. I hope to look at more ranges again soon. Can't wait.
Well, I guess you've probably got a little more sort of interest in range layouts and such things than Greg and I probably would. But
yeah, absolutely. So we have big news. I can't say much, but I know at some point we did say that we were going to release information on the podcast first. So here we go. This is a podcast exclusive, hasn't been actually announced anywhere else. But the first PRS for 2018.
Drum roll. No, keep going, sorry.
Just leaving a gap so I can put a drum roll in. There we go. Good drum roll. Good choice, Rusty. The first PRS for 2018 in Australia is going to be on the 27th through to the 29th of April in Mildura at the same location we were at last year. So make sure you schedule that into your diaries and we shall see you there. Much more details coming, but wanted to get that word out so people could at least lock in their information regarding dates and holidays and travel and all that sort of gear. There will probably be a number of events. No, there will be a number of events. We're just determining whether that's going to be sort of 3, 4, or 5 or 6 events for 2018. But there will be a number of events forming part of a series. But that's the dates, 27th to the 29th of April in Mildura. So make sure you get onto that. Lock it down now and stay tuned to both our pages on Facebook and Instagram and website and stuff, as well as the PRS Australia page on Facebook. All the information will be there. So keeping with dropping more news, we were running a competition on behalf of STS Steel Targets. You guys like their targets?
Yeah, they're good.
Sure do. Good as they get.
I don't think I've seen one die yet, actually, have we? I've seen plenty of mounting stuff die, but targets themselves hold up really well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, true. Well, we've got 2 solid holding targets. They hold together. Anyway, we got 2 solid targets that Sean from STS has given to us to give away, and we decided that one of them was going to go to one of our Patreon supporters, And the other one was going to go to someone who gave us the best meme. We've been absolutely blown away by all the guys who have jumped on Patreon to support us. There has been a big influx. In fact, we've nearly hit. We're only a few dollars short of our first goal, which was going to result in some upgrades of equipment, which have already started making their way in here and will continue to make their way in here over the next few months. And so hopefully the audio is going to get a little better. And
can I get a recliner?
You can BYO recliner. But sure, yeah, yep, absolutely. And now you throw me.
Sorry, mate. You better cut that out.
No, I'm leaving the recliner in, Greg. I'm leaving the recliner in. What are we talking about? Patreon.
Patreon supporters. One goes to a Patreon supporter, and
Yeah.
the other.
So we've had a stack. So massive thanks to the guys who were already Patreon supporters and the guys who are new Patreon supporters. Now, despite the fact we are going to be out of targets to give away, we still really appreciate if you guys jump on there. They have some actual impact on how the show goes and how, what we can do to make this sound better and do all that sort of gear. So it'd be wonderful if you can. Let's bring up their names, and we are going to hit the randomise button. I've got this here, guys. Have a look. Issue we put on them that they had to be within Australia. Although if someone does win from internationally, we'll give them the chance to win. And if they want to pay for freight, then they can. And if they don't, then we'll go for a second chance draw. So there's a bunch of names in there. You guys can see that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Press that button, and we might end up with a name. Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards does live in Australia.
Convenient.
Jason, thanks for supporting the show, mate. We're going to get in touch with you, and you will have a STS target on the way out to you. All right. Now, the other part of the competition was that we put out that people could meme some images we put up. I'm never sure how to use the term meme, whether it's a noun or a verb or what.
Could be either, really.
Okay.
If you're memeing, that's a verb.
Is there a word for a noun and verb?
Nerb.
I have no idea.
I'm glad you're here, Andrew.
So am I.
All right, so I've got all these memes. So we should just explain what memes we had initially. So there was... Oh, where has it gone?
What images we had initially.
Yeah, what images we had initially. So... All right, we have them here. I've got the memes. Massive thanks, by the way, to everyone who played along, because we ended up with about 40 images. We're actually going to look at most of them tonight. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll fly through some of them quickly, but just to describe the 5 images that were made available. Andrew, you want to tell us what this one is?
Well, the first one we're looking at is of Butters, who most people would be familiar who he is at least.
Up in Darwin, runs the things up there.
He's got a very suspect and I don't know what the word is.
Cheeky. He's looking...
suspect, maybe devious look on his face.
Yeah.
He's obviously been looking through a spotting scope.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's looking through a spotting scope. Well, he's meant to be looking through a spotting scope, but he's actually looking at the camera with this unusual smirk on his face.
Mm.
It looks like he's just been caught.
Doing something wrong.
Yeah. All right, the next one. Greg?
Yeah, so that's James Chung. That's Chungy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And he's basically sort of holding his gun and his hands out to his side, sort of like he's, I don't know. You've
constipated?
Yeah, a little bit. It's so many possibilities on this picture. But yeah, he's just sort of holding his hands out to his side like he's missed or sort of, like he's like, what's going on sort of thing. So,
it's good.
It's a very good candidate.
All right, this one is, this one's made its rounds on the net before. This is me on a barricade. Inverted, so I'm lying down, my head's up against a post underneath, and then I'm sort of looking upside down through a rifle. I was not looking through the scope at all. Someone placed the scope in my hand, but anyway, it's an interesting photo. Greg, this was there's another one here of Greg and I
just having a beer. This is just before shot one time, and we're just having a beer. I'm rocking a pretty mighty beard there. Yeah, I'm clean shaven. What's going on there?
Yeah, disappointing, Greg.
Yeah, jeez.
And then we've got the first time the four of us who were on the podcast originally with Dan, we were all together years ago. This is going back a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll have a look through. All right, guys. So we're gonna let the guys know which meme we've got, and then one of you guys can read out what it is. And actually, I'll read them out, and I want you guys are the giggler-meters. All right. So whoever makes you laugh the most is going to get this. All right. Here we go. Okay, so we got the beer one, and it says mission accomplished. New rifles in the safe without the wife noticing.
Yeah, not bad.
A couple of nods.
Right.
Okay. This is the stupid barricade one with me upside down. It says just one more pint. They said.
Got a little chuckle.
Got
from
a
Greg,
chuckle from Greg. All right, the one the chungy. Someone grab my rifle. I'm about to dance.
No, I think he's already dancing.
Good. Okay, this is the beer one again. Here's cheers to our awesome publicity for tonight.
No, that's a no from me.
This is the Butters one. When you see impact, but he made fun of you as an RO.
I think that might be some like personal joke there, is there?
Not, I think the insinuation is that he saw the target hit, but, he's not going to call it. There's the chuckle. There's the chuckle.
Questioning Butters' integrity. I like it.
Chungy again, the look you have when Moneybags Greg finally buys you that defiance action.
Oh, that's really good. That one should win.
Good. All right, this one's the four of us. Rusty overjoyed as Badco signs his sausage sandwich. Yeah, mate, I'll sign anything, says the Golden Tonsils.
That's not bad. I like
That's
it.
got a couple laughs. Good. The Chungy one again. What do you mean I can't bring my gear to the zoo?
No, lost me.
Okay, good. This is going to be harsh for some people listening. We certainly appreciate you guys.
Some efforts are more worthy than others, though, really.
Memes are pretty hit and miss, sort of like our shooting. The all of these memes are going to be on the show notes, so you can check them out on there and follow along as you go along. All right, next one is me upside down a barricade. Left-handed shooter tortured. They call me freak. Try to drown me.
Well, that's what should happen, really. But
So what you're saying is that that's less of a joke and more just
sort of standard operating procedure, really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is a very.
I appreciate that. That's good.
This person who did this is definitely paying attention to the podcast.
That's true. That's true. All right, next one on. All right, this is the four of us. Every day is casual day when you've got Badco money. I like that one.
Sam likes that one.
Yep.
All right, upside down. Insert rifle here. It's a bummer of a barricade.
I get it.
Okay, on the next one. Same one. We all have that one mate who gets creative with barricades.
Yeah, that's you, Sam.
Yeah.
That sums you up.
Sam.
Right, okay, so it's true, less funny. Chungy, when you just bought a man of stock and you find out all the cool kids are running the MPA chassis. I reckon that's pretty true.
I'm not swayed by this.
I know you're not swayed. I know you're saying it's commentary on current PRS situations. I think it's timely.
We'll give it a chance.
Okay. Butters looking through the scope. I just missed it. It's
No.
no, I don't get it. Looks like it's for this one's from Chris who's obsessed with cups of tea. So I'll read it out. It's the same one with Butters. Looks like it's time for a little cup of tea. I think that's very much an in-joke that I'm not sure anyone will actually get apart from him. And to be honest, I'm not really sure anyone actually gets what he's talking about either. Sorry, Veerley. Same one. I thought you said it was cats tested.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, there's no image of a dead cat, though.
All right, here we go. Next one is the beer one. Have I drunk enough for the lemonade to go in yet? No, mate, you got to drink at least half. I guess they're insinuating I drink shandies.
Shandies,
Yeah.
It's not a bad little dick.
Someone knows you well.
I'm happy to try. I think what they're saying is that I'll drink anything. I actually saw a comment made. Someone asked on Reddit, I think, about podcasts with shooting, and someone said that we did a reasonable job and it was good fun to listen to, and occasionally they do it sober.
About us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very occasionally.
I don't remember the episode, but yeah, sure, no worries.
You weren't drinking enough.
All right, next one, same one at the local speed dating night. Perfect matches. Perfect match. He shoots 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Greg's looking. No, he's smiling. Yeah, it's
I
good.
think the insinuation there, Greg, is that 6.5 Creedmoor shooters generally sort of prefer their own kind. Yeah, just put it out there.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Does anyone here have a 6.5 Creedmoor?
I believe you do, don't you?
No. No, I sold it.
No, neither me.
Couldn't stand it. Couldn't deal with the lifestyle for that long. All right, next one. There's the four of us again. Circus clowns at large. Do not approach. Armed with bad jokes. Call for help if seen.
No.
Well, Jake, taking personal offence to the bad joke remark, haven't you guys?
They're all good jokes.
The joke is the person that sent that meme in.
All right. Next one. The barricade one. Nothing to see here. Just another Creedmoor shooter.
Yep. Appreciate that as well.
I have to say that gun that I'm using in that photo was a Creedmoor.
There you go.
Fair enough. Butters. I see Badco's wallets. The wallet. Well, it could be wallets. The precious. Someone's got to do a Schmiegel voice because I can't.
Nah.
Good. We're so good with the voices. So
Yeah.
all right. Next one. We're gonna get through these. Four of us. If calibers were people, Greg is assigned 243 win. Dan is assigned 65 Creedmoor. Andrew's assigned 308 win, and I'm assigned 338 lap mag.
I do like the 308. I think it probably sums us up.
I'm probably, yeah.
I'm
not sure.
I'm
I'm not sure I'm tall. I'm actually the shortest looking one in that photo. So maybe a 300 WSM.
375 WSM.
375 WSM, wide and short. But I like the idea. Good.
I'm going to have to tell Dan about that one.
All right, Butters, who's looking through the scope again. Buddy's got a black ring around his eye, and guess who sell for the Vegemite on the scope trick? Well, Vegemite does belong on Butters.
That's pretty cheesy.
Well, cheese goes well with veggie as well,
True.
Vegemite.
Yeah, true.
And butter. It's good.
But they have altered that meme.
That's true. That's true. All right, and Butters, it's got to black and white. It's gotten fancy here. Why is it the guy keeps winning is the same bloke calling everyone else's shots?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Another one again, questioning Butters' integrity. I like it.
Good. Oh, there we got another old Vegemite on the scope trick, and no one told Butters for the rest of the day. Well, if that were to happen, if Butters did end up with a black ring around his eye, I would hope that no one would tell him.
Till at least the end of the day.
Or a week.
Yeah, true.
Me on the barricade, still easier than showing the missus the receipts.
Everyone can identify with that. Everyone. Yeah.
Good. All right, that's good. It's done well. All right, next one, the beers. Small glasses or big hands? Your beer does look small. Bad guy?
And your fingers look like sausage fingers there, Sam.
They are, mate. Yeah, they are. Yeah. All right, good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
One of Butters says cats tested. Oh, yeah.
If anybody knows what Butters did on the first PRI, that's got some additional relevance there.
I don't mind that one.
Mm.
All right. Just mentioned this is the four of us. Just mentioned 6.5 Creedmoor and hands play pocket billiards.
I'll point out that
The two of us don't have.
My hands aren't in my pocket. Oh,
Yeah.
no, they're not. No.
They're in. Your hands are in Dan's pocket though.
Oh, that's all right. It's different. Doesn't count if it's not your Creedmoor.
Or your pocket.
True.
All right, next one. Butters again. Top shot. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Well, probably right actually, but again, questioning Butters. There's a theme to this.
Yeah, it's a trusted medical professional that's integrity.
No, that's it. That's all of them. We got through it. All right, gents.
Which one's it going to be?
Which one's your favourite? I think you did like the missus showing the missus the receipts.
Yeah, that's one.
The bad jokes one didn't go down well.
No, it was bad.
Left-handed shooter torture. No, that was just a fact.
I didn't mind that one.
The Badco signing everything. Of course, he didn't mind it. Celebrity.
Out of Moneybag signing your sausage sandwich,
Yep.
or the one of you upside down on the barricade.
Still easier than showing the missus the receipt.
Well, I got to vote for that one because I'm.
What if I vote for the other one then? who has the deciding vote, Sam?
Oh, do I get the deciding vote?
Yeah.
Does it come down to style? I'm going for the Moneybags Greg one. I reckon that's excellent.
Yep, that gets it. And referencing Greg's enormous wealth.
And high quality signature.
We'll get them organised. I don't know the names of who did them, but I can look them up. So anyway, congratulations if that was yours. I'm going back through the episodes at the moment because I'm getting the show notes prepped for the new website or for the new server. We're changing servers, everyone. Hopefully you won't notice the difference, but in a few weeks things may take a little bit to update. Anyway, when that happens, all the show notes will be fleshed out a little bit more. So I'm going back through the episodes and very grudgingly listening to some of the earlier ones. And I'm waiting for episode. I'll find out which episode we actually define you as being loaded and owning companies. It hasn't happened yet. I think I'm up to episode 9 or 10 or something on those lines.
Has it been insinuated yet?
Yeah, there's been talk of it. Actually, in fact, if you go back and listen to the first sort of 7 or 8, he cries poor every day, every episode. He's crying poor. He's crying. Yeah.
Reality does creep through sometimes.
We started off in reality and moved on to
slightly
fantasy.
morphed it.
I'm sure like Bill Gates and Elon Musk think they haven't got enough money either. So
True. And speaking of old episodes, our YouTube channel is ticking over. We've got 8 or 9 or 10 episodes up there now. And so, if you want to go and watch some silly footage of something happening while we chat away, you're welcome to. But if you know people who are not into podcasts but know what YouTube is, they might be able to get involved with it. So we'd appreciate it, guys, if you can subscribe and all that sort of gear. That'd be awesome. That'll be good, and we'll keep those flying. Doing about 4 or 5 a week at the moment, so trying to catch up. I worked out that if I do 4 a week, it's going to take 6 months to catch up. So I know what I'm doing the next 6 months.
Yeah, podcasts, lots of them.
So some new toys kicking around. Andrew, you've got something new there?
I've got the scope, but not the rifle. As probably if you listened to previous ones, I'm waiting on a Tikka T1X rifle 22, and I decided to buy the scope. I mentioned it to the wife, and somehow it didn't get cut down straight away, so I ordered immediately before she had a chance to change her mind. So it's a little Minox ZX5 2-10 by 50.
Yep.
So really nice little scope. Obviously haven't mounted on anything yet, but it looks nice, feels nice. Possibly a little finer reticle than what I was thinking, but I think it'll be workable.
Have a look.
Yeah, go for it there. So it's not a small scope. It's relatively weighty, but it's a pretty solid scope. It's 30mm tube. Everything feels solid on it. So now just have to wait for Beretta to hurry up and get these rifles in, and I'll be up and away. So, what did you think, Greg?
Yeah, I thought it was really nice. Like, as you say, it feels really solid, very sturdy sort of design, like it could take a hit.
You could beat left-handers with that.
Yeah, easy.
Or cats.
Yep.
Or cats.
Definitely cats tested.
Or a left-handed cat.
Yep.
They're all left-handed.
No, good chunk, and as you said, also for the clicks are nice and precise and quite easy to feel. So that's always a...
look, I mean, I'm not intending, obviously it's capped turrets, there's no exposed turrets, so my intention is to probably zero it at 50 meters, and then it's kind of relevant, I guess, in the reticle. It's got the Christmas tree type, very basic BDC bullet drop compensator reticle.
Yep.
With increments out to nominally 800 on the markings. So on a 22, that'll probably equate to about 180, 200 meters, maybe, probably not even. However, just have a number of reference points there to go by and start killing stuff with it.
Brilliant.
Pretty much, yeah. So
nice.
That's my little purchase.
Yeah, it's a nice little scope.
We were Huntsman Firearms up in Townsville, Queensland, were very kind enough to send us that little bag over there to have a play with a little while. That's a wee bad fortune cookie. It's, I guess, in the vein of a Game Changer style bag, but it's reasonably different. It's rounded like a fortune cookie, and it it's sort of reinforced in some areas. It's a bit different. It's a nice little upgrade to it. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. Yeah, I'd love to just give it a run. You know, I like the design. I could see how it's useful in many different ways.
I'm imagining something like that could be useful even, on the back of a ute with, say, a canopy, a frame, or a roll bar or something like that. Would sit nicely on it and give you a nice platform to rest the fore end of a rifle on. So,
well, actually, I did that night we were out the other week. Well, actually, you were shooting it as well, weren't you?
Yeah,
running that game changer off the back of a ute, and it worked an absolute treat.
I think this one would be similar, I would imagine.
I assume so. Yeah,
gives you a nice sort of broad area to rest on. So
I think that one's a bit different, where the game changer sort of sits a bit like it's the gap in the middle is a bit wider, whereas this one sort of rolls a little bit tighter. So I think it'd grab whatever it's sitting on a little bit tighter, perhaps. Anyway, I've got both now, so we'll play with them. We'll see how they go.
We'll have to get out and do a bit more cats testing.
Yeah, looks like a good bit of kit.
Yeah. Speaking of getting out, we're all going out next weekend, aren't we?
We are actually.
Yeah.
Going to go for a little camp. Not 6'5" Creedmoor camp, but just general camp.
Well, no, as a given that children are coming on this one, it sort of implies that, anyway.
You saying
Creedmoor shooters generally don't produce children,
It's not what I was actually trying to work out. But anyway, good. And I'm glad you've cleared that up.
Yeah.
I
didn't think they needed to be cleared up, but anyway.
We've annoyed the Remington fans. We've annoyed the 6'5" Creedmoor fans. Anyone else we can piss off? Leopold sucks.
Just putting it out there. Yeah.
What did we bring up?
Next weekend.
Yeah, do some shooting and maybe some fishing and some getting out and maybe some cricket. I was going to bring a cricket bat along. Is that all right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, bring it along. It's pretty rough where we're going to be camping, but we'll see how we go. But
good.
Yeah, be a couple of motorbikes and just only stuff for the kids,
Yeah.
Not
trapping and whatnot. That was
trapping.
Yeah.
And
we'll go chase down some foxes at night. It'll just be on foot, but give them a little bit of a go behind a thermal and stuff like that. So give them a real buzz and hopefully hook them for life.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the three of us in the room plus the lads from the Hunting HQ podcast.
Yeah. So it's going to be it's going to have both podcast crews there. So that'll be fun. Yeah, we'll have to do a combined something or other. We'll work something out.
Yeah, we'll do something. Maybe we could do a longer podcast, and we'll do part 1 on one channel and part 2 on the other channel.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Now we've decided for it. Wonderful. We've got a plan.
Yeah.
There you go, Simo. If you're listening, that's the way we're going to do it.
And that's not open to change at all between now and then.
Yeah. Simo says it's Simo's podcast. I'll just chat away on it. But yeah. No, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Yeah, it should be good fun. And then after that, I am headed off to Victoria. We're going to the Wild Deer Expo. I put out in the last episode that I was working on a new project and asking if people were willing to get their gun filmed and answer some questions about it. And I had a number of people respond. So I've got a few appointments booked up over that travel period of time about going and chatting with these guys and filming some stuff for some new projects. And I've told them what it is. And obviously, if people are going to be involved, they want to know what's going on. And I'm still looking for a few things. I'm going to be briefly in Melbourne. There's an Impact Dynamics catch-up on the 1st of March on Thursday night. So I'll be arriving in Melbourne for that and then out for the show for a few days. Then after that, I'm heading through out sort of near Buchan down through Sale and then back into Melbourne. So if you're anywhere in that vicinity or then out to Castlemaine for the shootout there, if you're anywhere in that vicinity and you're up for it, let me know. Drop us a message or anything on those lines. That would be really good. I'm not sure we've actually got a topic to talk about tonight, gents, because we spent so much time memeing, which is good fun anyway, depending on how well it gets edited.
No podcast left tonight.
So I thought we'd just follow up on a couple of little questions that we've had from people sort of, on a few little topics over the time. Josh sent us a message on Facebook, and you can get in touch with us through Facebook if you're that way inclined. talking about the Burris XTR signature rings. Now, these were the rings with the little shims in them that adjust whether you got 5 MOA or 40 MOA of adjustments. He was asking about that because he was looking to set up a 6.5 by 47 Lapua with a Burris in it. Greg's giving a thumbs up.
Thumbs up to the 6.5 by 47.
Yeah, I actually remember listening to that episode when you were deciding that, and you were all set on the 6. You actually had decided on the 6 Creedmoor.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the night?
Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
We talked him round.
And then...
I think you swung me with the brass, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you swung me with the brass.
I didn't want to have you branded as anything you're not really, so steered you away.
I got guided by Andrew for good or bad.
I heard that's what's happening next weekend as well.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll be gentle.
So I have been using those rings on a 6.5 Creedmoor on the ticker, and they have been really good. There's been no movement. They've been doing exactly what they want. If you need to change it, you can sort of swap them out, take out, like we're running 40 MOA on it, take out 20, and it's pretty much bang on 20. So they respond really, really well. So I've been impressed with them. They seem to have held. There's not been any shifting at all. Haven't tried them on anything large, and that's perhaps something to consider. Perhaps find someone who has used them for 300 or 338 or something on those lines. But I certainly sort of see them as an option, particularly for the smaller stuff. Seen no issue with them, and if someone can let us know what they're like on something a bit bigger, that'd be really good.
It certainly looked, like a well-made piece of kit when you bought them in and had a look at them. Certainly, they looked like they'd do the job.
Yeah, no, they certainly have. No problems there. One of our listeners emailed to say he's launching a book called Impact.
Uh-huh.
And it's all about PRS shooting and all that sort of gear from his experiences. He's also a Patreon supporter, so massive thanks to him for supporting that. And he's also, I think, sending one over, so we're going to have a little look. So we might do a bit of a breakdown, a bit of a book review on there.
For sure.
Is he a US listener?
Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
What's the PRS scene like in Canada? I guess we'll find out. From the book.
Yeah, I guess we will. I think it's sort of relatively present, but not. I don't think there's an official PRS there at this stage, but I think one's building. But
it'd be interesting to see this book.
Now, hang on, I'm not sure. It would be really good to see his experiences. I'm curious. You want to take a stab? What's the most unusual place you've heard of people listening to our show?
As in country or...
Well, country or what they're doing or anything on those lines.
I guess I find it somewhat interesting that people listen to it.
Yeah, well...
Full stop, but evidently we've got a few.
Yep.
I know Sean from STS Targets listens to it at work all day.
Well, he doesn't do much else.
No.
Again, offending their sponsors. Yeah, good work.
Yeah, I shouldn't hammer the sponsors, should I? That's bad.
We didn't say his targets were bad. We just said he doesn't do a lot of work.
Well, he listens to our podcasts.
And designs targets. So he's doing the right stuff. Yeah. Good.
No, in response to your question, I hadn't really considered. I'm presuming you're about to enlighten us with some unusual ones.
Do you know what? I'm not. I'm not, because I don't really know. We've had a couple of sort of mentions of people who've listened to it in sort of bits and pieces. I remember one when I was at the PRS in Mildura last year, and people would get out their car having driven 6 or 8 or 10 hours, and they'd get out, and the first thing they'd hear was me welcoming them there, which is the exact same voice they heard for the last 10 hours, the poor people.
So they hated you right from the start of the show.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Which is the appropriate response. First thing I did was apologise to them, which I thought was the most appropriate. And I've had, guys obviously listen to it, on planes and bits and pieces, but I'm not sure either. So I guess I wanted to put it out there. We'd really be curious to hear how you listen to the show, like what you're doing. I mean, if you're driving, which is I think pretty common. I've had plenty of people say reloading.
Yeah, I'd say reloading and driving would be ones. Driving, obviously, if you're a long haul driver or something like that, even if you got to commute an hour to work, I guess it, could put you to sleep. But yeah,
might even only have a 10 minutes drive, and that's all you can stand.
It might take a while to get through them all, but
Might jump out of the car 10 minutes in, you think?
True.
well, what would be interesting would be, I guess, the furthest location from where we are.
Okay.
For our listeners.
So are we gonna ask, where are you and what are you doing?
Yeah, the furthest from. I'd just be interested to.
Greg's mind's gone elsewhere on that one.
Yeah, could get some weird answers on that one, Sam.
That's what I asked for.
What's the furthest place from Australia you're listening from?
Well,
and how did you hear about us? More to the point.
Oh, hang on. We've just bumped up all the questions that we're asking. I like it. Cool. And what's your credit card number?
We'll need the number off the back of the card too.
Yeah. No, what are we asking? Where are you from? And what are you doing when you're listening? It'd be interesting to know. Because we do get quite a few listens now. So we've probably got a wide enough audience that there's some people who are in jobs that do unusual things or interesting things, and some people might just listen to us on the toilet, which seemingly seems appropriate. Because then they can get up and flush and leave it on.
Yeah, help the bowel movements. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that would be curious. I'm curious to know. Be interested to hear if anyone listens to us while they're waiting for game, out hunting on the top of a hill,
sitting in a tree stand.
Yeah.
I think you're probably like over romanticizing it a little bit.
I think you are.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, who uses tree stands in this country?
In this country?
Not in this country.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. But we'll see who. It would be interesting. And Sean, if we get an email from Morn Schilner, we will know that it's not true. So, yeah, top of Mount Everest is not going to cut it, mate.
Sean, get back to work.
Brilliant. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Little recap on some of those details. I know tonight was a bit of a, sort of an internal show. We talked about the memes that we got in and we talked about bits and pieces, but really want to thank you guys for being involved with that comp. It was massive, actually bigger response than I thought we were going to get, which is absolutely awesome. So, as soon as we get something else to be able to give away, we'll get on board with it. Big thanks to our Patreons for supporting us as well. And Jason, hope you enjoy your target that will be on its way to you soon. Drop us a message letting us know where you listen and what you're doing while you're listening. And if you're in Victoria, I'd love to catch up with you while I'm over there, either at the Terminus Hotel in Fitzroy North on the 1st of March. Otherwise, we'll let us know and we'll do some filming with you. That would be wonderful. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll be back with more details about the PRS. And thanks for listening. Cheers.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast. To continue the discussion, check out our Facebook page. And for more information, head to our website, www.precisionshootingpodcast.com.au. This episode was brought to you by STS Steel Targets, premium shooting targets and accessories.